Yeah, the low amount of coin, that would be the only thing stymieing your progress now. Because if you could tier up, what you could do is the Lost could become a proper gang. They would not be tier 0, they'd be tier 1. Um, and you could gain maybe a crew.
Yeah, cohort. A gang. Would be nice.
Um, it would just depend on how you want to raise the money.
Yep.
It could be a loan. We'll see how good of a contract, right, you get with whoever you take the loan from. Or something like that.
I'm not too keen on taking a loan. No, I think he's just going with Mercy, and I don't recall the name of her boss.
Saying, Justin, we're going for Lord Skurlock. You see, Mercy's my bestie, and she's in good with Lord Skurlock, as am I. And I'm thinking he loves all this arcane, crazy, supernatural shit. If I promise him all the shit that this noble's got under here with me, he'll come bust us out. He'll lend a hand.
Oh,
That's what I'm hoping, anyway.
I can see why you're not amenable to the idea of loans.
What's wrong with Skurlock? He's great.
He is great. He prefers to be called the Great Lord Skurlock.
Yeah. He'll be around longer than any of us.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I didn't notice this picture. Hey, I'm not going to judge.
I haven't made him as a proper gang yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be a cult.
Maybe this is how they get introduced.
Yeah, he's going to be a cult.
Maybe the Lost get mixed up with them.
But the cult's god is Lord Skurlock.
Ah.
Yeah.
But the nobles hate each other, right? They'll be happy to wage war secretly against one another.
Now that could be true also. Maybe Lord Skurlock could make a move here. So
But that's what I'm going to send Mercy to. Well, I'm not. Artis is.
So tell me, Artis, gosh, do you just walk up to Lord Skurlock's manor?
I mean, probably his bodyguard won't let me. I would be having to go through proper channels. But yeah, I would contact Mercy first. I don't.
And if I can't communicate with the outside, I can tell him how. Otherwise, maybe Casket's met her, as has Bandy.
Yeah.
And as the Red Sashes, they fall alongside her. So any of them might know where to find her.
So
Unless I can meet Lord Skurlock at a party. But I would have to know who he is and that he can help us.
no, that's fine. Mercy is gonna set up the deal.
Okay.
She's more than happy to do this. But we'll need you to roll something to set the scene. And all this is leading to Lord Skurlock giving you help to drive out these guys. Like, are they going to make an attack so that Bingo can break free and you guys kind of beat up on these dudes and send them packing? Is this more or less the plan?
The plan was, if I recall, to what? I kept doing with stuff. Okay, to have them attack, but in the meantime, we would also be organizing a revolt with the workers as the Lost. So we would get both our enemies to be destroyed and the current occupants to befriend the Lost cause, which should be really not named like this
Okay.
because of the Lost.
So attack from outside and attack from within too.
The Lost Cause. You got it. You got there, Artist. You got there. Yeah, okay. No, this is good. Basically, the plan is an assault, but Artis is doing a setup here.
I mean, we're not really doing the assault ourselves. We're kind of planning for someone else to be doing it, which is exactly how my character would be doing this.
Yeah, finally Artis is doing things his way. He's moving the pieces around on the board. What you're going to need to do is set up the tone of this meeting, I think, with Lord Skurlock. He is a strange fellow, as you might know.
Can I just ask, Justin?
Yeah.
Would I have had any contact with Artis? Would I be able to talk to him when Bandy came through, or would it just Bandy I would have been able to talk to?
Yeah, through Bandy. Yeah, that would all be possible.
Okay, well, Bingo, when he suggested this idea with Mercy and everything, he gives Bandy one piece of advice to give to you, Artis. And this is coming from Bingo, so take this seriously. Just don't piss him off.
Okay. Well, I mean, we want his help. I don't see why I would be pissing him off.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm not Bingo. I wouldn't do that. I mean, I'm guessing your character would, but...
He tried. He didn't get very far.
So I think this is a consort, yeah?
Yep.
Alright.
Does he get a +1 dice from using Mercy, even if she's my friend, or... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, the risky... Standard +1 die. Also, there were... is there a devil bargain?
Yes. Oh, yes. Absolutely. It's Lord Skurlock. There's definitely a devil's bargain. Up front, Mercy sets up the meeting, and you're on the way there. The devil's bargain is that she says a requirement is he's going to want to give you money.
Right, so we would have a loan then.
Yeah, she says it that way, and then maybe it takes a moment to dawn on you, oh, he's going to force you to take a loan from him. That's one thing he's going to do for sure.
With strings very much attached.
Do you trust the guy, or?
Look, he pays up front. He's good at his jobs. He's okay to his employees, but he's not a man you trust.
Yeah, I mean, Artis, you know, like, there are rumors about Lord Skurlock. One of them is that he's a 300-year-old vampire.
Oh, great.
A very strange figure indeed. His manner is ancient. It's not clear, if the man is a vampire, why people wouldn't have come to take care of that. But he has lots of connections. He is a single person, and he's a tier 3 gang himself.
Yeah.
Just one guy.
Okay.
He's very, very individually powerful.
Not to mention everything else he has.
So,
I mean, some seems like too dangerous. I can't really control how much money he would give us, and I don't know how the lost would be able to repay him.
Sure.
So, no, I would not be...
Or we just extort the works we take over, obvious.
Yeah, but we may have a revolt yet again on our hands.
Also, odds are it's probably not going to be just money he wants. I mean, maybe he'll give us money in return, but I don't think Skurlock is a man of just currency. I think it's probably gone on something a little bit worse, like a couple of human sacrifices or some strange archaeotech or something.
Yeah,
it's a good bet.
That's the scary part, Artis. I mean, with the circles you run in, you know that Lord Skurlock, not only does he have power, but he doesn't need money. If he's giving you money, he's not going to ask for money in return.
Okay. We're not taking the loan.
Ah, pussy.
I mean, no.
Okay.
It's Artis. He's smart.
You can still push yourself if you want. 2 stress for an extra dice. Or spend 2 stress for greater effect. That could also be cool.
Huh. What would be a greater effect than? Because I
You
mean,
might
we're
get a better deal.
Basically,
They
what
might
you're
spend more men.
yeah, basically I would increase the result up to the next highest, right? If you rolled a 3, I would consider it a 4 or 5. If you rolled a 4 or 5, I'd consider it a 6. If you spent the stress, basically.
yeah. Let's do that. I will be going for the greater effect. Do I have to change anything on the? No, I don't. I have to change anything on the inputs when rolling the dice.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Okay.
you're fine.
So
Also, I don't know if it helps, Justin, but I do have 2. Is it favor in this game with Lord Skurlock? 2, like he was my original, like some of my reputation.
Yeah, I think that's why he's listening to this at all.
Okay.
okay. Good.
Okay.
Nice.
So 5, yeah. So
I have to two points of stress for the greater effect.
mhm.
Plus. Yep. Done.
Yeah. So that means as a 6, then there are no strings attached up front. He's just allowing you to meet him. He's willing to just hear out your deal.
Cool.
So yeah, you're brought to Skurlock's Manor, and it's large. It is a large estate, and so it's it's actually in 6 towers. Let's go to 6 towers.
Oh dear.
Let's see.
And yeah, it's over here where that 3 is. So
Okay.
it's kind of the size of one of your warehouses, his estate, and it's right here on the water, on the canal. He even has his own private docks out back.
Okay.
He doesn't have big Leviathan ships. He's not like he doesn't own a Leviathan ship or anything. So it's not big ships that come and dock, but he has a little ship fleet, kind of, that moves him around the city when he wants to. And the estate it's all made of these big bricks. It looks really old. It doesn't look like the buildings around it at all. It looks almost sort of like a castle, I guess, is more the vibe than like a Victorian.
Sure,
house
vampire
or-
in a castle. Nice. I'm not staying for the night.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't have pillars, but like big, broad bricks, not little bricks. And yeah, there's nobody out front. There aren't guards. Nobody wanders to Lord Skurlock's house.
Okay.
And a big door that Mercy just kind of walks up and opens. I mean, it's not locked or anything. Also, nobody breaks into Lord Skurlock's house. And yeah, inside the place, it's actually fairly. I think it's fairly well lit. Lamps and things all throughout the inside of the place. I mean, outside it looks like the Middle Ages, but inside it looks like one of the better buildings you've ever been inside.
Okay.
And I think you've been brought here for, is it a brunch? Yeah, it's going to be a brunch. You're having a brunch meeting.
Okay, that's like eating around the table like a little meal.
Yeah, yeah.
Big morning meal. Okay. Okay, cool. So he's here, Mercy's still here, and I'm around we're having a little brunch like us three.
Well, it's just the two of you for a while, and Lord Skurlock doesn't show up for a minute. There is a third chair, but, you know, there are fruits and things around, little finger sandwiches.
I really like to imagine it's one of those huge tables with like the 4 chairs. You know what? They're really long ones with just like 4 chairs like distant from one another.
Yeah, Yeah, and you guys are just off on one end, and there's a little like platter, multi-tiered platter that you're munching on quietly.
Okay. Well, I mean, until he's here, I don't have anything to do unless.
You're just sitting there silently.
Yep, I guess so. I mean, I would simply have put good clothing, as would my just to because it is in my background to just dress myself correctly when going for deals, because I put importance on appearances, and clearly so does Lord Scarlock.
Yeah, yeah. You've come for brunch at like 10:30 a.m., but you're wearing a tuxedo.
Yep.
So eventually,
So I'm trying to not
this
put any
house
stress.
this house is really empty, and echoes any movement you make. Like eventually, Mercy does take up like it's a little fancy fork, right, with little bitty tines, and like she pierces a melon of some kind, and it kind of makes the plate jingle, and you hear it all through the house. And she awkwardly bites the thing, and there's like a big clock, and anytime it chimes, it just echoes throughout the whole place. It seems fucking empty in here. But that's why you hear the footsteps coming from so far away. You hear sort of a regular paced clack, 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 clack footstep that you hear from I don't know how far away, like 100 yards away, because it takes forever, and it gets gradually louder and louder. And a man turns a corner and walks into the room. Now, he's not like a 9-foot tall vampire monster with a cloud of shadow following him. He's actually kind of short, and has like sort of a plain suit on, and dark hair, sort of like neatly combed. And he has what does he have with him? He's carrying in his hands like a bunch of papers on one arm, and in the other he has like an inkwell with a little quill in it.
Okay. So, am I sure this is Lord Scarlock, or not just a scribe coming to write the when I'm going to pledge my life to to get a deal?
Yeah, you're looking at him. This doesn't appear to be a Lord Skurlock to you.
Yeah.
And he says, "My name is Mr. Nelson. I'll be representing I'll be representing Lord Skurlock today."
Okay.
And he moves sort of mechanically over to the table and pulls out the chair and sets everything down.
Okay, so I guess I'll stop eating to start with. Then I will be I'll say I've come because I've come across an interesting deal for I've come across what I think is an interesting deal for Lord Skurlock. Indeed, one of his friends has been captured in one of the storehouses which we are targeting. And from what we could tell, there are interesting artifacts stored in that storage building.
In the hull.
Yeah, okay. But there are also hostile forces currently occupying the building, which are kind of a problem for us. But we were interested in making an exchange for all the contents of the storehouse, including some kind of hall, in exchange for some help with getting rid of the current inhabitants.
Owners.
Yep.
And he doesn't break eye contact for a moment with you. He listens intently.
Would that be something Lord Scullock is interested in?
He says, we're very concerned about the issue with Mr. Bingo. Lord Scullock is willing to help you with this, but to risk an exchange with territory controlled by the Council would require considerable repayment.
Damn it.
Tell him that it's not with the council. Just say it. The Lost will take the brunt of the heat, because we will. The Lost are a terrorist organization. They own up to this kind of shit.
And yeah, if the henchmen they give us disguise themselves as the Lost, it would be beneficial for everybody, I guess. Since it would give an impression of strength to the Lost, they would still get their loot, and they wouldn't get any hit, as you said. So yeah, I mean, I would be proposing for the hired force to be disguised as the Lost, and
he says, but if it is the Lost who have unlawfully removed interlopers, then that will only draw further ire, creating a war zone. So I must ask you, how can we expect to be repaid?
I expected the content of the warehouse to be enough, but perhaps it isn't so.
Can you estimate the value of the contents of the warehouses?
I don't know. Have I been told what there was in the warehouse? Or what could be said?
I mean, you spent a lot of time in there. Now, one of the warehouses you guys blew up.
Dilbert.
So there's nothing in that one.
Yeah. No, I mean the one where it's being held.
Yeah.
From what we were discussing, there was some mystical stuff, which is why.
Well, so there was a lot of machinery. Like what the value of that is, who knows? But the really valuable thing would have been like electroplasm, or demon's blood, I guess, if you're willing to run on the black market.
Sure.
Now the barrels you found were emptied, but they are supposedly running operations in the warehouse. I mean, there might be more electroplasm, but I don't think you have any idea about that, if how much there is or not.
Also, just to remind you, you don't have to follow up on this, but if you really want to pique his interest, we could let him in on the bulk scrap shipped to the Lost District. We know that's bullshit. We could offer to get that back for him. And by we, I mean you, because I'm...
Yeah.
If it comes
none of
it.
us is interested in retrieving the... Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure, but I'm not convinced this would make a great selling point. Hey, look, we know of some shady deal taking place between the city, between the factory and outside. There's probably something worth something, worth a lot.
Alongside the ectoplasm and the hull itself.
Yeah.
No, when you say the outside.
The outside, I don't recall.
Outside the ghost field, it's this.
Yep.
Yeah.
In
Outside the
the
ghost field.
In the Lost District, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is what you meant.
So many things go lost.
Yeah,
Okay, so
lost.
the place where there are scavengers, I guess.
Yeah.
People.
Okay. Yeah, the Lost District. Yeah, that's where it was.
Yep.
Well, what does he say back to that?
Don't ask how we are going to retrieve anything if we're not even able to take on a storehouse, or are we going to take on the ghost police? I don't recall the name, which was the
Spirit Wardens. Oh, shit.
well, Spirit Wardens and
We're getting pretty aggy with them recently.
He says, well, it is attention from the likes of the Spirit Wardens, particularly, that we would want to avoid. If the place becomes a haven for what you are fashioning as a terrorist group, as you say, then I would fear more the interference of the Imperial Army. This is an unstable situation you're making. We have a counter proposal, and that's when he slides over the papers.
Oh, jeez.
He says, we would require either straight monetary repayment, a very large sum.
No can do, kid.
we don't have it, so
He would say, at least 10 coins. Or, if you could provide information about the actual worth and give us some sort of collateral.
Information about what?
the worth of what the items which are in the lost district, or the item which are in the lost house.
Either. Yeah. If you could give them solid numbers and collateral for that, or, as these prices do seem steep, if we could have a stake. If there's a controlling influence in the area, then it would be considered stable, would it not? If
Oh, yeah. I guess this is something I would have to ask the last leader, since that is kind of their district. I can't really take the decision for myself.
Let's just think about this. The Lost want everyone to be free. I don't think they care too much about money. I mean, I know everyone does. The Lost, the crazy guys running that probably aren't. I mean, they live in a heart filled with crap and stones, and you know, they have a doctor who's addicted to meth. I don't think they care too much about money. I think most of the profits we make from freeing these lads and taking control of the workshops ourselves, we could probably give a stake away pretty comfortably.
10 coins, though.
No, I mean not the 10 coins. I mean the stake.
Oh, so we give them the benefit.
We give them a share. We give them a slice of the pie.
yeah.
I mean, sure. Yeah. Plus,
If they want to provide stability for us, we give them a share of the pie. As long as
also,
the Lost...
this would link the Lost to Lord Skolak, which would pave the way to dealings between the two, which present the Lost.
The Lost are shitty right now, but once they hear they're tangling with Lord Skurlock, maybe if even was just rumors, people tend to give us a little bit more of a wide berth.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, so Artis, I think you're making a roll here. I think it's a consort again, right?
Cool.
Or is it a sway, a tune? I mean, it could be a consort or a sway, I think.
I mean, they are the one making the proposals, so
Yeah.
I'm not swaying them.
So what I was going to give you was two options. Is you could go with your original point and say, we can give you money. I'll give you what's in the warehouse. And I would basically make a loan clock, right? That you'd have to pay that loan back before the time ran out.
No, we were making that.
But the devil's bargain was going to be, you agree with their plan to give them a stake. Let them take over some of the warehouses so that somebody's actually in charge. So that's, if that would be basically the devil's bargain if you're going to take that.
But
if you're going to agree to this stakes plan.
I mean, we're taking a loan despite giving them stakes in the company?
No, the loan is
I think
only
the devil's bargain replaces the loan.
Yeah, there's no loan if you take the devil's bargain.
But we've got that in the
Oh.
long run to deal with.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't see any down point of having
Well,
them
no, a loan
take
is something we pay back and we're done with. But with a stake, Lord Skurlock's going to be fucking us over for as long as he can, basically.
Well, he's gonna be involved. I didn't say fucking you over.
Yeah, but I mean, he's a creepy, weird guy who's going to like enslave everyone and turn them to zombies or something. The boss not going to be happy with it. But focus on the here and now, I think. Up to you, as I say. You know, artist actually uses his mind, so
Yeah.
the loan might be a better idea. Though, if that loan clock runs out, we're going to be dealing with much worse than hulls, I think.
Yep. And we are not really good at making money, so.
And trust me, you don't want to deal with a vampire. Or two.
I mean, if we're going to take the control share deal, we may end up having to fight Lord Skurlock if he abuses it. But
At
with
least
the
on
loan,
our
I don't.
terms, not theirs.
Yeah, I agree. And with the loan, I'm pretty sure we won't be able to to give back the money. So yeah, we'll still be going for the control stake deal.
Cool.
Yeah, so they take a share, but hopefully they can help us beef up the lost as well. Maybe.
Yeah. So what the result of your role here is going to be is basically you're acquiring an asset, and that's a deal with Lord Skurlock. What I'll do is I'll put a clock on the lost, called the contract with Lord Skurlock or something, and the better you roll, the bigger the clock will be, and that'll be how long before Lord Skurlock can even try to make a move to control things.
Okay.
So we're taking a devil's bargain, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So no, I'm confused. Okay, so it's a roll consult with one die because we chose the devil bargain even before we. Okay.
Yeah, so consort with an extra die, and I don't think we get any for a friend. I don't know.
We already did, I guess, so it's not previously. So.
Yeah, not in this one.
Standard, and she wasn't involved here. In one die. Okay. Boop. Nice.
Okay, so that's going to be a 6-part clock. Great. So it's a 6-part clock. I'll have to fill all of that up before I can fuck you over as
Oh, you'll do it,
possible.
Justin. Don't worry.
As Stu likes to say.
As soon as any GM ever makes a clock, I just get stressed out. I'm just like, real life stress, just like ticking over. It's like when we were playing with Henrique, he's like, we'll roll a 6, and he's like, don't worry. And I'm like, no, just hack my arm off. Don't tick the clock.
So he slides the papers over to you with the inkwell, and you sign it.
I mean, okay, yeah. Kind of weird that I am the one to sign it, but I guess I could say that I am representing the lost, despite the fact that I not asked them for it.
Yeah. Whatever the proper notarization is, we work that out.
Just made a deal with the devil. That's sick.
I mean, you guys both did, right? You, Bingo as some weird panther or lion. I don't remember.
That's a what?
Don't you have a big cat or?
Yeah, I have a tiger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a demon inside, no? Isn't there?
That's not the tiger. No, there's a demon inside the flower in Bandy's hat. But no, it's just an Iruvian dust devil tiger, but he can move real fast. That's it.
Okay. Oh, from how he was behaving, I thought he was possessed or something.
No, it shares my enthusiasm for
slaughter.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Bingo just worships rocks, so he's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I mean,
he takes it and he says, very well. We will be prepared to assault the warehouses in 2 days.
Okay, that's fine. So, I'm not sure I even have anything to do with doing the assault. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty much just going to happen, and that was your setup for Bingo's plan. We're going to see Bingo trying to escape. During
How fun.
Yeah, during the mayhem. Now, you can still be involved, clearly, Artis, because you have your spider move, where you can help without spending anything, which means you just kind of like set up a plan. So you can be still pulling strings from the
Well,
distance.
hopefully, Artis can go and try and organize this revolt with the help of a Lost Insider inside the warehouse. Try and get the people, the workers on board.
Yeah, that's definitely more roles you can make. Cool.
I mean, it's going to be difficult to say, well, you're going to be freed by the Lost and also a little bit by Lost Skolok, which is they're not going to be very happy.
Lie a little bit. You could just be like, the people you work for have like hulls who hunt down like people trying to help you, right?
Vampires are much better.
Vampires are much better.
No, don't say that bit. Just
let's go back to Dunslow. Where Bandy, when do you? I guess this is an assault plan. Is it an assault plan? You said you wanted to kill everybody, or do you just want to fucking escape? Those are two different plans. I'm sorry, I'm saying Bandy. I mean Bingo.
What was that? Sorry.
We said this was an assault plan because you talked about wanting to kill everybody. Is it an assault plan? Are you gonna attack to kill the hull and whatnot before when the?
Oh, yeah. I'm as soon as like I hear the attack start, I'm gonna try and break through the bars and just like rip the head off the hull as it's being repaired. That's basically, unless it's been repaired, and then it's gonna be a whole new thing. But
yeah, that'll be the engagement role. Is whether or not this all gets together before that hull gets rebuilt.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you get 1 dice for sheer luck. We're gonna give you increased effect for what Artis did. So I'm just going to increase your effect +1. So there's no way you can get a bad result. You can't be desperate when this starts because he did properly get the contract signed and all that.
Okay.
So, is the operation particularly bold or daring? I think so.
Hitting them in their biggest warehouse with a vampire and a...
Yeah. Well, you described a pretty bold and daring action. Break the bars and tear its head off. Yeah. You get a dice for that. Is the operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Break the bars, rip its head off. It seems pretty straightforward. So we won't lose a dice. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? No.
I don't even know what the weak part of the hull is.
Are they strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? That's a yes. Because there's still at least one other dude besides the hull, right? The sniper is still out there, and who knows whoever else. And they seem like they're particularly good at man fighting. So we're going to lose a dice for that. So we're down to 1 again. Or 2, I'm sorry. Is it 2? No, yeah, it is.
With bold or daring, yeah, I think it's 2.
Can your friends or contacts provide aid or insight on this operation?
Well, I was going to hope Mercy might come on and help.
All right, you're back up to 2. But are enemies or rivals interfering? Yes.
I wonder who.
Are there any other elements to consider? Well, their superior tier would probably be a problem, but you've got Lord Skurlock helping you, so he gives you a boost in strength. So You got 1 die, Bingo.
That could be worse.
You can't fail outright, though.
You don't know that. Okay, a number of dice. 1. Boom. Wow. Well, I mean, it's not great.
So it's a mixed result. Yeah, risky position. They appear the day before the assault. I mean, you finally start getting confirmation, and they're like, "It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow at this time, basically." And you're sitting around just watching them work on this hull, hoping that they don't fucking finish before tomorrow. And you get kind of worried because they start to make a lot of progress. So I guess it's up to you, Bingo. The assault is happening soon. You can attack before they have it operational again, but it's before you have help. You'll be in a bad spot. Or you can wait for the actual attack, and the thing won't be fully repaired, right? But it's not going to be at like half strength. He'll be much stronger.
Okay. I think Finger's proved enough times that a legion of warehouse people is not. It's a tough challenge, but it's doable. But at this hull, I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it wounded. The wound I did before needs to count for something. Otherwise, it's not only destroy me, but it's gonna do a lot to Skurlock and his boys and Artists and the Lost. So I'm gonna strike while the iron is hot, as they say.
So before they've got him back up and before the attack starts.
Reckless, vicious.
That is reckless. That is reckless as it gets. Okay, so you're gonna attack before he's actually on his feet. So he's still broken at this point. Wow. Okay. This is gonna be good. Let's take our first break there, right at the hour, and we'll come back in on Bandy breaking open the bars and ripping off his head.
If you want, you can leave that for now and do Artists like organizing the revolt. Because I'd be interested to see how that works out. I feel like we might need that set up before anything else happens. If Artists wants to do that, I don't know.
I don't think that the revolt is going to be so complicated.
Okay, then that's cool. We can do either one. I'm happy to rip this thing's head off. But I'm enjoying Artists doing all the spidery things that we never usually do.
Yeah.